Whoa! Hold everything! My little adventurers, did you know that one of the greatest stories ever told started with a super tricky question? That's right. And Jesus was about to drop the ultimate life lesson that would make everyone's jaw hit the floor. So grab your imagination helmets because we're zooming back 2,000 years to discover the Good Samaritan. So there was Jesus, teaching some amazing things about loving God and loving others, when suddenly, this guy showed up. He was an expert in God's law, and boy oh boy, did he have a tricky question up his sleeve. "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" he asked Jesus. But Jesus was like, "Nice try, buddy." Well, not exactly those words, but Jesus was super clever and answered with his own question. "What is written in the law? How do you read it?" Jesus replied. Jesus totally turned the question around. Plot twist. The law expert answered, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." "You've answered correctly," Jesus smiled. "Do this, and you will live." But then the expert tried to be extra tricky and asked, "And who is my neighbor?" he said, looking slightly smug. That's when Jesus did what he does best, told a mind-blowing story that would change everything about how we treat others. Are you ready for this, my little adventurers? Here we go. Jesus told them about a man taking the super dangerous road from Jerusalem to Jericho. This wasn't your average neighborhood stroll, folks. This road was known for dangerous bandits and was nicknamed the Way of Blood. Yikes! Our traveler was minding his own business when suddenly bandits attacked. They took everything, his money, his clothes, and worst of all, they hurt him badly and left him lying on the road. Things were looking pretty bad for our traveler. He couldn't move, couldn't call for help, and was in serious trouble. But wait, someone was coming. Could this be his hero? It was a priest. One of the most respected religious leaders. Surely he would help. But unfortunately, the priest saw him and just walked away on the other side of the road. But look, another chance for rescue. Here comes a Levite. Levites helped in the temple and taught people about God's laws. Oh, come on! Not again! The Levite did the exact same thing. Two religious leaders who should have helped just didn't. Our poor traveler was running out of hope. The sun was hot, his injuries were serious, and now what? But then, someone else came down the road. And this is where the story gets really interesting, my little adventurers. It was a Samaritan. Now here's the super important part you need to know. Jewish people and Samaritans did not get along. Like, at all. They avoided each other and definitely didn't hang out together. But when this Samaritan saw the injured Jewish man, what do you think happened next? He stopped immediately. Unlike the others, he didn't hesitate for even a second. The Samaritan cleaned his wounds with oil and wine. That was like ancient first aid. Then he carefully wrapped bandages around the injuries. But he wasn't finished yet. He didn't just help and leave. The Samaritan put the injured man on his own donkey, which meant he had to walk, and took him to an inn where travelers could rest. "Please take care of him," the Samaritan said to the innkeeper. "Here are 2 silver coins for his care. If it costs more, I'll pay you when I return." Wow! The Samaritan gave the innkeeper 2 silver coins. That was enough money for someone to stay at the inn for 2 whole months. Talk about generous. After telling this amazing story, Jesus looked at the law expert and asked, "Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" "The one who had mercy on him," the law expert replied. "Go and do likewise," Jesus said with gentle authority. And that, my little adventurers, is the incredible story of the Good Samaritan. But what does it mean for us right here, right now? Jesus was teaching us something super important. Being a good neighbor isn't about who lives next door or who looks like us or believes the same things. Being a neighbor means showing kindness and mercy to anyone who needs help. The priest and the Levite probably had what they thought were good reasons not to help. Maybe they were busy or scared or didn't want to get involved in someone else's problem. But the Samaritan? He showed us what real love looks like. Even though the injured man was supposed to be his enemy, he helped anyway. That's what Jesus wants us to do too. Jesus is telling us, don't just talk about loving others. Actually do it. Even when it's not convenient. Even when it might cost you something. Even when it's someone you wouldn't normally be friends with. So, my little adventurers, here's our mission for today. Look for chances to be like the Good Samaritan. When you see someone who needs help, a new kid at school, someone who dropped their books, or a friend who's sad, don't walk to the other side of the road. Be the one who stops to help. Remember Jesus' words, go and do likewise. That means we can be Good Samaritans too, every single day. Who will you help today? Thanks for joining our amazing Bible adventure. Until next time, keep your eyes open for ways to show love and kindness to everyone you meet. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Bye for now, my little adventurers.